Here comes the sun. And there goes Father Rodrigo, our confrere here from Chile, on his paddleboard. Out to pray in the calm of the lake. Watching the sunrise. A fire that doesn't stop burning. It really mesmerizes me, and I haven't read a good explanation. I haven't busied myself with a decent explanation of how the sun keeps burning, because it's a major furnace. And I know very well, in the cold of winter, lighting the fire in the kitchen, waking up on a very chilly, frosty morning 60 years ago with the little job of lighting the fire. And there you put in some wood, and you have to keep your eye on it, because if you get distracted for 15 or 20 minutes and you don't put in more wood, the fire dies out. So how much wood keeps the sun burning? Well, we know it's hydrogen becoming helium. Where's it all coming from? How does that work? I'm sure the scientists have a good explanation, but I haven't gotten, and I haven't studied an account of that process. And today we have a burning bush with Moses that doesn't stop burning and is not consumed. And at the core of our earth as well, it's molten, it's so hot, thousands and thousands of degrees. Molten metals, molten elements. It's fire at the core of the universe. And we're so scared of fire. We love it. We would love to watch a fire. I actually have some beautiful pictures I should post from our vacation, where all the communities across Südtirol, Alto Adige in Italy, have a commemoration for their very blessed liberation from Napoleon, who sought to dominate them. And they actually celebrate every single year with bonfires all over Südtirol and the hills, because they actually deceived Napoleon, who was coming to overcome them. And there was a couple of pieces in the strategy. One primarily was dedication, spiritual dedication to the love of Christ, the Sacred Heart. And everybody did this across Südtirol. And then they lit fires all over the place, like you would have for soldier camps. So Napoleon's intelligence picked up that actually there were a vast array of people, and there weren't that many at all. And then the third thing was, when they were going up some hills, they felled trees on them. So then they decided they needed to retreat, that it was a lost cause, and Napoleon never conquered Südtirol. So they keep the fires going. And I got some absolutely brilliant pictures. I must post them, and I must remember to do that, because they're very nice. A bonfire at nighttime is such an incredible spectacle. And the one we were at, some of the friends who helped us to have our vacation there very generously, they actually, a whole group of people were there. I'm not sure, 50, 60 people. And all the reflections, the silhouettes in the background, the fire, just really beautiful. You know what it's like. And there we have Moses looking at this fire, but the fire is not this little bush. Let's think of a bush. This isn't really a bush, but let's call it a bush. This little shoots coming out from this tree that could become eventually an eucalyptus tree. Let's say this starts burning, and in the desert it's dried up, like all the stuff up in Mount Arbel now, all those bushes. And let's say that then it's burning for 5 minutes. Well, how long can it burn? I even remember my dad on the farm that we used to set fire to bundles of brambles and some bushes, obviously taking care of it. It wasn't a big problem in Ireland because of all the rain, but you have to get it dry in order to get it burned. But how long would that bush last? 5 minutes, because bushes burn very very fast because they're very light branches and the heat catches and the flames spread. And Moses is totally intrigued. And a thought emerged this morning about all of this. In a certain sense, we are the burning bush, each of us. And Moses had to be a burning bush. He had to burn. How much rejection did he suffer from Pharaoh, even from his own people? They said, you brought us into bad odor with Pharaoh. And so his own people did not like the leadership where he was taking them. They couldn't deal with it. They were upset about it. They were very unhappy with him. And it's a tough space for a leader to occupy when all the people are against his leadership. It's a very, very hard place. It's a hard place for parents when the children are not happy with how the atmosphere in the home is, and the sometimes dictatorial attitudes of a poor parent that's exhausted in their patience, or maybe have an addiction problem or whatever, and they lose it. And the poor kids are also at a loss there, you know, as much as ill-behaved as they may have been. But we're a burning bush because patience, you see, is, and the first word for love is patient. And what is patience? It means you're still standing no matter how much abuse you get. Verbal abuse, emotional abuse, complaints to other relatives, complaints to neighbors, complaints at work. And you're still standing. Like parents are a burning bush for their children. How much they give to their children. They love their children. Their love for their children doesn't die out. But they get worn down in the process. And they're still standing. Their love is still standing. They don't withdraw their love from their children. And that's the nature of love, that love doesn't destroy us. Fire is very destructive. But we know also that fire purifies gold. And this fire of love that's God-given from the Creator in the heart of every parent, but this applies to every responsibility, people in public service, people leading a business, people organizing any event. A lot of patience is needed, you know. A lot of people don't want to be nominated to take charge of organizing a community event. In the town, in the city, in the region, public service is tough. There are obviously different motivations moving people into that space, but when it's done out of love, when it's done out of service, it's tough. And there'll be criticism. It's hard to please everybody. And to be still standing, no matter how much abuse, even bad media reports, even big failures of companions that fell down in scandal and whatever, and to still be standing. And the burning bush was still there. The bush was still there, but it's still on flame. So Moses is intrigued with this mystery of life. And in that he encounters the burning bush that God himself is. His patience with humanity. This people that sold their own brother into slavery. And how the Lord, in his patient, beautiful, providential ways, turns it into a blessing. But then all the trouble they have and the threat they are to the Egyptians, and who knows if all their behavior was all that faultless or perfect, you know. It takes two to have a fight, but anyway, we won't go into all that possibility in humanity, you know. The little sibling comes to the parents and says, hey, he hit me. What happened before that? There's always a story. And even if there wasn't a story, there are different perceptions because each person has their perception. The little girl has her perception, the bigger brother has his perception, and the other sibling has another perception. And if there was a cousin there, they would still have another perception. And to reconcile all of this, in a certain sense, there's a constant fire blazing that's purifying us, that's burning up a lot of the stuff that we have to let go. and it turns to ashes. It does anyway. The biggest cities turn to ashes. If they're lucky, they're archaeology, otherwise they're lost forever. The burning bush. To be happy to be a burning bush, because God himself is. To be happy to be wasted by so much hardship and abuse and self-giving, because love is like that. Love is patient. And that's where we find God. We find God in the patience. We find God listening again and again and again to us, to our prayers. We find him sustaining us, giving us life. The sun rises every day, this burning ball of fire that gives life to the world, food through the chlorophyll, warmth, light. Our place in the universe rotates, revolves around this burning fire of the sun. What a language of creation that speaks volumes to us about who we are. A burning fire that's being purified forever for glory. Like this tree here burning with its golden flames and its red hot flowers and blossoms, which have now faded. And the gospel takes us in that direction as well. You have hidden these mysteries from the wise and the smart and the proud and the arrogant, and you have revealed them to the poor and the humble. Those are the ones that are able to bow their head and take the humiliation and continue burning for the sake of their children, continue burning for the sake of their people. God, continue burning for his creation that he wants to redeem and restore. The Lord is kind and merciful, our psalm today. Psalm 103. What a word. The Lord is kind and merciful. What a word. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Trying to get this to turn around. There we go. God bless you. The mystery of fire. The burning bush. The burning tree, the burning you, the burning God.